Hello and welcome to my knife channel. Well, of course I got a couple more Rough Riders in, and this one is under the Coal Miner series. Every one of the other Coal Miners has a jig bone handle. This one is smooth, which I like. It's pretty cool. This is a rare, you don't see a whole lot of type. Basically like an electrician's knife also. It has a wrench, a pair of pliers, a wrench on the end, and one of these multi-function type of blades that it's sharp right through here, but that's just for wire stripping. And then up here, there's got these finger cutouts, I guess, and this basically becomes like a screwdriver tip on it. It's locking, liner lock on the utility thing, and it has a spear blade. There's this Coal Miner. At first I thought somebody had just mislabeled this and the eBay seller had just put it in a different box or something, but no, I guess this was the early Coal Miner pattern on it. I just got it today, just started looking at it. This is pretty cool too. It has a little inch scale. I don't know how long that's going to last, but that's kind of like etched in there. You can feel it. That's kind of nice. Usually what I use is my finger. My little finger, the segment right there. It's about an inch. For most people, that's about an inch. That's that section right there. The reason why I got this book out is because this knife was sent to me by Mike, and it's a TL29 electrician's knife. They had a little cutout up here, and this whole section through here was available to be sharp. Usually you don't need it super sharp for plastic wires and stuff, you know. If you get it too sharp, you're going to cut into the copper. So they can be kind of like a working edge on these. But that's kind of the pattern it's based upon, that secondary blade there that they've got. And I looked it up in this Levine's guide. Sometimes it's hard to find this stuff in here because I looked under U.S. military folding knives and stuff, or utility knives, and it wasn't listed there, and I thought, man, this pattern has been around since World War I. They call it TL29 for tool lineman, and this particular pattern is a Camillus, and it's from after World War II. But here's what he shows on those. Yeah, you can pause that if you want, but that's the blade. Like I said, sometimes it's hard to find stuff in this book. You'll think, all right, physician's knives, all right, cool. He's covered everything, and then you go back to another section, and it's called, like, smoker's knives or something. Anyway, I got that one in. It has a functional little wrench on it. Normally you would have, like, a bail down here. This particular pattern, though, let's see if I got it marked up here. Yeah, it's been around since the 1900s. Plier and wrench knives. A Rough Rider had a version like this too in the Outdoorsman series, where it had one of those little wrenches in it. And I think it had 2 pin blades, I'm not sure, but you just have to find those on eBay if you're lucky. And I prefer to get them new, and sometimes people get outrageous the price they ask for their knives. You know, they'll ask like $40 for a Rough Rider, you know, and it's like, come on, they're not super rare. But yeah, anyways, that's basically what I like about Rough Rider is they'll take some traditional patterns that nobody else is making and make them, and do a good job of it too. I mean, this is a nice little tool here. A lot of times, if you're going to mess with a bolt or anything, if people have a multi-tool like a pair of pliers, you'll grab hold of it, but you've got a good chance of slipping off. This is the best thing to use on a small, like I said, it probably only goes about like an inch. Maybe, yeah, maybe 3/4 of an inch is about the most you're going to get on a big bolt like this. The only other video I saw on this, I think I saw Tobias do something about some of these, but I can't find his video, the particular one. where he did this wrench. It might have been in a knife chats where he just pulled it aside and mentioned it. But they make a yellow one like this also. They're about like $15 or so. They're pretty cool. And this other one is a glow series. Now, it's called a small hunter. So you look at this guy and you think, alright, you know, it's going to be like a small hunter. Well, yeah, it is a small hunter. Most of that is box. The sheath is kind of what I would describe as funky. Alright, it has a nice little reinforced leather part over here. It's supposed to be held together by this clasp, but you can just basically pull the knife straight out. Yeah, it's a small knife. It's a small hunter. It's more like a letter opener. I mainly got it for the glow series. Now, I was looking at this and I thought, how would I modify this particular tool, you know, this pouch, if I was going to use it, because that's funky, you know. Really all you got to do is kind of fold this down like this, and you have more access to the handle. Just pull it. It still has enough friction fit, you know, to hold it in place. This clasp type system is, you know, it's not the best way to do a knife. You can't really just cut that off because it's part of the belt loop up here. I could cut this, but you know, it's like reinforced around there to keep fraying. It's nylon, you know, so you can just use a lighter and do it that way. But this should hold it fairly securely. Like I said, I'm not gonna be using it as a little fish knife or a trout knife or a bird knife or anything like that. But it was mainly for that finish, or getting part of that series, that glow series. And I wanted to see what the size of these small knives are. I'll put the description up in there, but it looks like we got a about a 3-inch blade on this guy. It's a nice little handle. This, you get 3 fingers in here and you're not sticking out. You've got a little hilt. I've got, like I said, size 8 type of gloves, 8 or 9, so small to medium hands. Even with me, I can tell this is a small knife, but it's a fixed blade. You're not going to have to worry about it folding on you, and you can do a lot of little light tasks with that, so it's not a bad little knife. I'll try to put the price up there on it. I don't remember it, but anyways, yeah. This guy is basically a Barlow with, instead of a bail, you got a wrench down here. Besides that Tobias one, the only other version I saw about this knife was somebody, they called it a knife mod, and he basically just ground that right off. Just cut that edge off on that, and he cut this off also. He cut that whole blade off so that all he had was a Barlow. Look, I was able to go past that liner lock. See, it's not 100% engaging, and you can kind of push it out of the way just by pulling up on the blade. It's got a nice half stop on it. Good walk and talk, this guy. Also got a half stop. I really like that. I didn't see that being advertised. That's kind of cool. Like I said, I always carry my finger around with me, so you can usually tell what an inch is, and you can step that out. But this is a little bit more accurate if you wanted to really figure out, you know, what size of wrench you were messing with, or how big that fish was, or whatever. You could make a bigger ruler out of this. Like, you know, you just sit there and mark this on a stick. That's an inch, and just keep on going, you know, for however big of a ruler you needed. But yeah, it comes in this box. Coal Miner series. That's the number. So I think it was made in like 2011. Yeah, not bad. I'm going to collect more of the series, but like I said, this is smooth. I mean, it's nice. It feels good in the hand. It's like a teardrop type of Barlow with a wrench on the end. And holding it and using it, that wrench doesn't get in your way. I mean, it does feel awkward. It makes it handle heavy and everything, but it's a utility knife. So, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.